The professional photography world is currently standing on the edge of a massive shift. And if you think the original Nikon Z9 was a game changer, you aren't prepared for the storm that is the Nikon Z9 II. We are officially in 2026, and the leaks surrounding Nikon's next flagship aren't just incremental updates. They represent a total merging of worlds. This is the first time we are seeing the true fruits of Nikon's acquisition of Red Digital Cinema. And the specifications suggest that the Z9 II isn't just a camera. It is a silent assassin designed to reclaim the throne from Sony and Canon once and for all. For years, professionals have debated whether they need a cinema camera or a flagship mirrorless body, but the leaked blueprints for the Z9 II suggest that for the first time in history, you won't have to choose. The core of this beast is a rumored 46-megapixel stacked CMOS sensor, but it's the speed that will leave you breathless. We are looking at a readout speed that is reportedly 3.5 times faster than the original Z9. To put that into perspective, the original Z9 already eliminated the mechanical shutter because it was so fast, so tripling that speed means rolling shutter is now a thing of the past, even in the most demanding high-speed sports or aviation photography. But the real magic happens in the processing. Driven by the new X8 processor, the Z9 II is expected to introduce a native ISO as low as 32. This isn't just a number. It's a direct shot at the medium format market. Imagine having the dynamic range and noise floor of a Hasselblad or a Phase 1, but inside a rugged, weather-sealed body that can shoot 60 frames per second in full-resolution RAW. This is the dream of every landscape and commercial photographer who has ever felt limited by the constraints of 35mm sensors. The most explosive part of these 2026 leaks, however, revolves around the red revolution happening inside the mount. Internal 12-bit or 3D&E RAW video is almost a certainty at this point. This means Hollywood-level color science and a legendary red code RAW workflow will be available directly on your CFX type B cards without the need for an external recorder. We are talking about 8.3K resolution at 60 frames per second in a 3:2 open gate format, allowing filmmakers to crop for both vertical and horizontal delivery without losing a single pixel of professional quality. This integration is why the industry is calling the Z9 II a mini Red. Nikon isn't just building a camera for photographers anymore. They're building a bridge to high-end cinema. And it doesn't stop at the software. The hardware leaks suggest a new thermal dissipation bridge that allows for unlimited recording in 8K or 4K 120p, even in the middle of a summer shoot in the desert. The autofocus system has also been completely overhauled with what insiders are calling human intent AI. Unlike standard subject tracking that just looks for eyes or faces, this new system uses deep learning to predict where a professional athlete or a wild animal is going to move before they even do it. It's a level of precision that makes missing focus feel like a physical impossibility. While the Sony A1 II and the Canon R1 have their strengths, the Nikon Z9 II seems to be positioning itself as the master of all things. The leak price point is hovering around $6,000, which might seem steep until you realize it's replacing both a flagship stills camera and a cinema camera that would normally cost double that. The $5.76 million electronic viewfinder is another major point of discussion, borrowed and improved from the Z6 III to ensure that the blackout-free experience is more immersive and lifelike than ever before. There's also talk of a dedicated content credentials chip, ensuring that professionals can prove their images are authentic in an era dominated by AI-generated content. This is a massive win for photojournalists and agencies who need to maintain the integrity of their work. The release timeline has been a bit of a roller coaster, with initial delays pushing it past the early 2026 events, but all signs now point to a massive fourth-quarter launch. This delay suggests that Nikon is taking the time to perfect the Red integration, ensuring that when you finally hold this camera, it feels like a finished, polished tool rather than a beta test. As we look at the competition, it's clear why Nikon is taking this aggressive stance. The market in 2026 is no longer about who has the most megapixels. It's about workflow, reliability, and the ability to do everything in one device. By including Nikon's new film simulation LUTs and the R3D workflow, they're catering to a generation of creators who need to deliver cinematic content at the speed of social media. The ergonomics are also rumored to have subtle but significant changes, focusing on weight reduction without sacrificing the tank-like build quality that Z9 users love. Imagine a camera that can survive a sub-zero expedition in the Himalayas and then come home to shoot a high-end fashion commercial in a studio. That is the promise of the Z9 II. It is the culmination of decades of Nikon's optical excellence and Red's digital dominance. If these leaks hold true, the gap between enthusiast and pro is about to become a canyon. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a statement. Nikon is here to dominate the next decade, and the Z9 II is the weapon they've chosen to do it with. Stay tuned, because the official announcement is coming, and it's going to change everything you thought you knew about the limits of digital imaging.